Have you looked in the mirror lately? You might not recognize yourself. That's because something big is happening to you right now. It's like you've been growing in your sleep, and suddenly you wake up taller, stronger, and wiser. But this isn't about your body. It's about your spirit, your inner self. You're changing in ways you can't see, but you can feel. And guess what? Your spiritual guides are behind it all. Think about it. Have you been feeling different lately? Maybe you're more aware of your thoughts, or you're noticing little signs everywhere, numbers that keep popping up, or songs that seem to play at just the right moment. These aren't coincidences, they're messages. Your spiritual guides are trying to tell you something big. Now, you might be wondering, what's this shift all about? Well, it's like you've been living in a house with the lights dimmed for years, and now someone's slowly turning up the brightness. Everything looks different. You're seeing things you've never noticed before. You're understanding ideas that used to confuse you. It's exciting, isn't it? But it can also be a little scary. Let's talk about this shift. It's not something you can touch or see, but you can definitely feel it. Imagine you're a caterpillar. For a long time you've been crawling along, living your life the way you always have. But now you're starting to feel different. You're wrapping yourself in a cocoon. You can't see what's happening, but inside you're changing. You're becoming a butterfly. That's what this spiritual shift is like. You're transforming on the inside. Your thoughts are changing. Your feelings are changing. The way you see the world is changing. And just like a butterfly, when you come out of this shift, you'll be able to fly to places you never thought possible. But here's the cool part. You're not doing this alone. Remember those spiritual guides we talked about? They're like your personal trainers for this big change. They're cheering you on, giving you hints, and helping you grow. They've always been there, but now they're turned up the volume. They're really trying to get your attention. Why? Because they know you're ready. They've been waiting for this moment, when you're open to hearing them, when you're ready to spread your wings and fly. They're excited for you, and they want to help you make the most of this amazing time in your life. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you know if you're going through this shift? Well, there are some signs to look out for. And the best part is, you don't need any special powers to notice them. These are things that happen in your everyday life. First up, you might find yourself thinking differently. Maybe you used to get angry easily, but now you're more patient. Or you might be questioning things you used to take for granted. Like, why do I do this job? Or, what's really important to me? These new thoughts aren't random. They're part of your growth. Another sign is that you're more in tune with your feelings. You might cry more easily, and not just when you're sad. Sometimes you might tear up because something is so beautiful, or because you feel so grateful. Or maybe you're feeling more peaceful, even when life gets crazy around you. Here's a big one: synchronicities. That's a fancy word for meaningful coincidences. Like when you're thinking about calling an old friend and suddenly they text you, or when you keep seeing the same number everywhere, on clocks, license plates, receipts. These aren't just random. They're like little winks from the universe, telling you you're on the right track. You might also notice changes in your body. Some people feel more energy, like they could run a marathon. Others feel tired, like they need more sleep than usual. You might have weird aches or pains that doctors can't explain. Or you might feel tingling sensations, especially in your hands or the top of your head. Your dreams might get more vivid or meaningful. You might remember them more often or have dreams that feel really important. Pay attention to these. They're often messages from your subconscious or your guides. Speaking of guides, you might start to sense them more. This doesn't mean you'll see ghosts floating around, although some people do have visual experiences. It might be more like a feeling that someone's watching over you. Or you might hear a voice in your head giving you advice. Don't worry. This doesn't mean you're crazy. It's just your guides finding new ways to reach you. You might also find yourself drawn to new things. Suddenly, you're interested in meditation or yoga, or you can't get enough of books about spirituality. Maybe you're starting to eat differently, craving healthier foods, or you're feeling pulled to spend more time in nature. These new interests are part of your growth too. Another common sign is that you're more sensitive, not just emotionally, but to everything around you. Loud noises might bother you more. You might not be able to handle violent movies or TV shows. Crowds might feel overwhelming. This isn't a bad thing. It means you're more in tune with the energies around you. Lastly, you might feel a strong urge to make changes in your life. Maybe you want to switch careers, end a relationship, or move to a new place. These urges come from deep inside you. It's your soul telling you what it needs to grow. Now, here's something important to remember. You might not experience all of these signs, and that's okay. Everyone's journey is different. You might have just a few of these signs, or you might have others that aren't on this list. The key is to pay attention to what's changing in your life. And remember, these changes aren't always easy. Growing pains are real, even when it's your spirit that's growing. You might feel confused, scared, or lonely at times. That's normal. But know that these feelings don't last forever. They're just part of the process. So, what do you do with all this information? First, take a deep breath. Recognize that what you're going through is special. It's a gift. You're waking up to a whole new way of experiencing life. Next, start paying more attention. Notice the little things that happen in your day. Keep a journal if that helps. Write down your dreams, your feelings, the coincidences you notice. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. You'll understand the language your guides are using to talk to you. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. This shift is a big deal. It's okay if you need more rest, or if you need to take breaks from people sometimes. It's okay if you cry for no reason, or if you laugh at odd moments. You're becoming a new version of yourself. And just like a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, you need time and space to spread your wings. Remember, your guides are with you every step of the way. They're so excited to see you growing and changing. They're sending you love and support, even when you can't feel it. Trust in them, and trust in yourself. You're on an amazing journey, and the best is yet to come. As you go through your day, keep your eyes and heart open. Notice the little miracles around you. Feel the love that's supporting you. And get ready for an incredible adventure. Because this shift isn't just changing you, it's changing your whole world. And the view from where you're going, it's absolutely breathtaking. Let's talk about these spiritual guides who are playing such a big role in your transformation. Who are they? Well, think of them as your personal cheerleaders from the spirit world. They're beings of light and love who are dedicated to helping you grow and find your way in life. Now, you might be picturing angels with wings, or wise old men with long beards. And for some people, that's exactly what guides look like. But guides can take many forms. They might appear in your mind as animals, balls of light, or even just a feeling of warmth and love. The important thing is not what they look like, but how they make you feel. Your guides have been with you your whole life, even if you haven't noticed them before. They're like guardian angels, but with a more active role. They're not just protecting you, they're teaching you, guiding you, and helping you become the best version of yourself. So why are they trying to communicate more now? It's because you're ready. Remember that shift we talked about? It's opened you up to hearing them better. It's like you've been wearing earplugs your whole life, and now you're slowly taking them out. Suddenly, you can hear all these messages that were always there, but you couldn't quite make out before. Your guides are excited about this. They've been waiting for you to be able to hear them clearly. They have so much they want to share with you, so much wisdom and love to give. And now, finally, you're in a place where you can receive it. But here's the thing. Your guides won't force anything on you. They respect your free will. They're here to offer guidance, not to control your life. Think of them as wise friends who can see the bigger picture. They'll give you advice, but it's up to you whether you take it or not. And just like with human friends, your relationship with your guides can grow stronger over time. The more you listen to them, the clearer their messages will become. It's like tuning a radio. At first, you might just hear static, but as you adjust the dial, the music becomes clearer and clearer. Now, you might be wondering, why is this happening now? Why not 5 years ago or 5 years from now? Well, the timing of your spiritual awakening isn't random. It's happening now because now is the perfect time for you. Think about it like this. Have you ever tried to wake someone up before their alarm goes off? It's not easy, right? They might grumble, roll over, or just ignore you completely. But when the alarm goes off at the right time, they wake up naturally. Your spiritual awakening is like that. It's happening now because you're ready for it now. There are a few reasons why this might be the right time for you. First, you've probably reached a certain level of life experience. You've had enough ups and downs to start questioning things. You're not satisfied with surface-level answers anymore. You're ready to dig deeper. Also, the world around us is changing. More and more people are waking up spiritually. It's like there's a wave of energy sweeping across the planet, and you're catching it at just the right moment. Some people call this the Great Awakening or the shift in consciousness. Whatever you call it, you're part of it. There might also be cosmic reasons for the timing. Some believe that the Earth and our solar system are moving into a new area of space, one with higher vibrations that support spiritual growth. Others talk about astrological events that are opening up new possibilities for humanity. But here's the most important thing to remember. Your awakening is happening now because your soul chose this time. On a deep level, you knew you were ready for this growth. You set your spiritual alarm clock, and now it's going off. Let's talk about the changes you might be experiencing. This shift isn't just changing how you think or feel, it's changing who you are at your core. It's like you're becoming a new version of yourself, one that's more aligned with your true purpose. One big change you might notice is in your perspective. Things that used to seem so important, like having the latest gadget or impressing people, might not matter as much anymore. Instead, you're starting to value things like peace, love, and connection more. It's like you're seeing the world through new eyes, and everything looks different. You might also find that you're more intuitive. You just know things without knowing how you know them. You might be able to sense what others are feeling, or have hunches that turn out to be right. This is your natural psychic ability waking up. We all have it. But most of us have forgotten how to use it. Now, it's coming back online. Your relationships might be changing too. You might find that some friendships are drifting away, while new ones are forming. This is normal. As you change, you'll naturally be drawn to people who match your new energy. Don't worry. The relationships that are meant to stay in your life will evolve with you. Physically, you might notice changes too. Many people find that they need less sleep but have more energy. Others feel drawn to eat healthier or start exercising. Your body is adjusting to your new, higher vibration. You might also become more sensitive to energy. Crowded places might feel overwhelming. You might be able to sense the mood in a room as soon as you walk in. This sensitivity is a gift, but it can take some getting used to. Another big change is in how you handle emotions. You might find that you're able to stay calmer in situations that used to upset you. Or you might feel your emotions more intensely, but be able to let them go more easily. You're learning to flow with your feelings instead of being controlled by them. Your creativity might get a boost too. Many people find that they suddenly want to write, paint, sing, or express themselves in new ways. This is your soul speaking through you, sharing its wisdom and beauty with the world. You might also find yourself drawn to spiritual practices. Meditation, yoga, or energy healing might suddenly seem interesting to you, or you might feel a deep connection to nature that you never noticed before. These practices can help you continue to grow and develop your new abilities. One of the biggest changes is in your sense of purpose. You might feel a strong pull to help others, to make a difference in the world. This is your soul's mission calling to you. It might not be clear yet exactly what you're meant to do, but you can feel that it's something important. Remember, all these changes are positive, even if they don't always feel comfortable. You're expanding, growing, becoming more of who you truly are. It's like you've been living in a small room your whole life, and now the walls are coming down. Suddenly, you have a whole world to explore. This shift is making you unrecognizable, but in the best possible way. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be, and your guides are right there with you, cheering you on every step of the way. Now that we've talked about who your guides are and how you're changing, let's dive into how you can understand the messages they're sending you. Your guides are always communicating, but their language might be different from what you're used to. It's like learning a new way of talking. It takes practice, but once you get it, a whole new world opens up. First, let's talk about signs. Your guides often communicate through what we call signs, little nudges from the universe that catch your attention. Maybe you keep seeing the same number everywhere, like 111 or 444. Or perhaps you find feathers in unexpected places. These aren't coincidences, they're messages. Another common way guides communicate is through your thoughts. Have you ever had a sudden idea pop into your head that felt different from your usual thoughts? That might be your guides. Their messages often feel like gentle suggestions or flashes of insight. They're not pushy or demanding, just quiet, loving nudges in the right direction. Dreams are another big way guides like to chat with us. Pay attention to your dreams, especially the ones that feel really vivid or meaningful. Your guides might show up as characters in your dreams, or they might communicate through symbols or scenarios. Keep a dream journal by your bed and write down what you remember as soon as you wake up. Your guides might also communicate through your feelings. You might suddenly feel a wave of love or peace wash over you. Or you might get a gut feeling about something, a sense that you should or shouldn't do something. These feelings are often your guide's way of steering you in the right direction. Music is another favorite tool of guides. Have you ever had a song pop into your head out of nowhere and the lyrics seem to answer a question you've been asking? Or maybe you turn on the radio and hear exactly the message you needed to hear. Your guides love to use music to speak to you. Sometimes guides communicate through other people. You might have a conversation with someone and they say exactly what you needed to hear, or a stranger might smile at you at just the right moment. Your guides can work through anyone to get their message across. Nature is another big messenger for guides. You might see a beautiful sunset that fills you with awe, or a butterfly might land near you at a significant moment. The natural world is full of messages if you're open to seeing them. Books and articles can also be messengers. You might feel drawn to pick up a certain book, only to find it contains exactly the information you need. Or you might randomly open a book and your eyes land on the perfect quote. Your guides can lead you to the right information at the right time. The key to understanding these messages is to pay attention and trust your intuition. If something feels meaningful to you, it probably is. Don't dismiss these experiences as coincidences. Instead, take a moment to consider what message your guides might be trying to send you. Now that you're aware of this big shift and you're learning to communicate with your guides, how do you make the most of it? The key is to embrace the change, to work with it rather than against it. First, practice mindfulness. This means being present in the moment and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. The more present you are, the easier it is to notice the subtle messages from your guides. Try setting aside a few minutes each day for quiet reflection or meditation. This gives you space to tune in to your inner wisdom. Next, trust your intuition. Your gut feelings are often your guides trying to steer you in the right direction. If something feels right, even if it doesn't make logical sense, trust that feeling. Your guides see the bigger picture and are leading you towards your highest good. Keep a journal. Write down your experiences, your dreams, the signs you notice. Over time, you'll start to see patterns and understand the unique way your guides communicate with you. Plus, writing helps you process your thoughts and emotions as you go through this big change. Take care of your physical body. As your energy shifts, your body needs to adjust. Eat healthy foods, get enough rest, and exercise regularly. This helps you stay grounded and balanced as you go through your spiritual growth. Spend time in nature. The natural world is a powerful healer and teacher. Go for walks in the park, sit by a tree, or watch the sunset. Nature can help you feel more connected to the universe and your guides. Be patient with yourself. This shift is a process, and it takes time. You might have days where you feel incredibly connected and inspired, and other days where you feel lost or confused. That's normal. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be on your journey. Practice gratitude. Thank your guides for their help, even if you can't always understand their messages. Gratitude raises your vibration and makes it easier to connect with the spiritual realm. Surround yourself with supportive people. Share your experiences with others who understand or are going through similar changes. Join a spiritual group or find like-minded friends. Having support can make this journey much easier. Keep learning. Read books, attend workshops, or watch videos about spirituality and personal growth. The more you learn, the more tools you'll have to navigate this shift. Most importantly, remember that this shift is a gift. It's an opportunity to become more of who you truly are, to live a life aligned with your soul's purpose. Embrace it with an open heart and an open mind. While this spiritual shift is a beautiful and exciting journey, it's not always easy. There can be some challenges along the way, but don't worry. Being aware of these challenges can help you navigate them more smoothly. One common challenge is feeling overwhelmed. With all these new sensations, insights, and energies flowing through you, it can sometimes feel like too much. You might have days where you just want to hide under the covers. That's okay. Give yourself permission to rest when you need to. Another challenge is dealing with skepticism, both from yourself and others. You might doubt your experiences, wondering if you're just imagining things. And if you share your experiences with others, they might not understand. Remember, what you're going through is real, even if not everyone can see it. You might also go through periods of feeling lost or confused. As your old beliefs and patterns fall away, you might feel like you don't know who you are anymore. This is normal. You're shedding your old self to make room for the new. Trust that clarity will come in time. Relationships can be challenging during this time too. As you change, some people in your life might not understand or might resist your new way of being. You might outgrow certain relationships. While this can be painful, remember that it's making space for new relationships that align with your new self. Physical symptoms can also be challenging. As your energy shifts, you might experience headaches, fatigue, or other unexplained physical sensations. Always check with a doctor if you're concerned, but know that these symptoms are often part of the adjustment process. You might also face the challenge of integrating your spiritual experiences with your everyday life. It can feel like you're living in two worlds sometimes. Learning to balance your spiritual growth with your practical responsibilities takes time and practice. Lastly, you might face the challenge of impatience. Once you start awakening, you might want to rush the process, to have all the answers right away. But spiritual growth is a lifelong journey. It unfolds in its own perfect timing. Remember, these challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. Each challenge you face and overcome makes you stronger and wiser. As we wrap up our journey through this powerful spiritual shift, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You're not the same person you were before this began. You're stronger, wiser, more aware. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. This shift has indeed made you unrecognizable to others and maybe even to yourself, but in the best possible way. You're shedding old layers, old beliefs, old patterns that no longer serve you. You're emerging as your true self, bright and beautiful. And your guides? They're right there with you, cheering you on. They're sending you messages, supporting you, guiding you towards your highest good. They're so proud of you for taking this journey, for having the courage to grow and change. Remember, this journey isn't about reaching a destination. It's about the growth, the learning, the becoming. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome, every insight you gain, it's all part of your beautiful, unique path. So keep going. Keep listening to your guides. Keep trusting your intuition. Keep embracing the changes. You're doing amazing things, even if you can't always see it. And on those days when it feels tough, when you feel lost or overwhelmed, remember this. You are loved. You are supported. You are exactly where you need to be. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust your guides. This shift is making you unrecognizable because you're becoming more you than you've ever been before. And that's a beautiful thing. Embrace it. Celebrate it. You're on an incredible journey, and the best is yet to come. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of your spiritual shift. Remember, your guides are always with you, sending you love and support. Keep your heart open, your mind curious, and your spirit ready for adventure. You've got this.